Is your accent or upbringing in the culture holding you back as an Indian guy when it comes to dating in the West? In this short clip, we're going to discuss how you can fix your accent by small tips and why it holds you back, right? It's not people hate your accent, it's something completely different. Watch this clip right now to understand how it affects you and how to fix it immediately. The problem is not the accent itself, right? So I also have an accent and I don't mind it because like we live in Europe, everyone has a fucking accent, right? That's not a problem. The problem is because I was talking to a few like guys, some of our clients, and they when they talk, it's like very inaudible. Even I'm like me from being that region, right? So I understand some of it. They just talk in a way which some people find very hard to understand, and especially when it comes to flirting, and then you have to repeat yourself all the time, right? And then you have negative stereotypes. A lot of people make fun of that accent.
Yeah.
So it's like fight against you. Quickest fix that I found is to always add pauses in your sentences and make sure every word you're pronouncing
Yeah.
is on point.
Yeah.
Don't make it fast paced, right? Practice it. Whenever you go out, record yourself. That is going to help you a lot. Record yourself and see, like Indian, like they make special twang, they elongate the words, the syllables, get rid of that. You don't want to stand out with your accent too much. So think of everything because people do judge you based on your covers, on your outlook. So you just have to make sure how to fix that by using, being self aware of that thing. Because the last thing you want to do when you're flirting with a girl is like you are repeating yourself. You're like, what?
Yeah.
What?
did you say? What?
What did you say? That's going to dry her up like a desert.
Being inaudible, that's the key word here. So don't worry about your accent because accents give just color to your language. But if everyone can understand you very clearly and you're talking loud, concise with pauses, that's a very good thing. And one thing that I noticed, especially with nerdy guys, and as you said, a lot of Indians are just nerds, which is completely fine. They tend to talk in a way which is holding them back. The symptoms for that are just they tend to come across in a very nice, guyish, sweet way, where they're expressing words not in a very good tone of voice, not loud enough. They're holding themselves back. They're crumbling while they're talking, rather than just being open, chest out, talk clearly, and so that everyone can understand you. So this is very important.
Yeah, that's a very good point, and I've seen this. I had this problem as well,
Yeah.
right? So when I came to Germany, I found like the culture to be very, very direct, right? Over there, when you want to address a problem to someone, you just never say it directly. You fucking beat around the bush for like several minutes, and then you come to the point. You call someone, and then you need their help, or you want to address a problem.
Yeah.
5 minutes you're going to just waste to beat around the bush, and then
Yeah.
indirectly you try to
Yeah.
slip through it. That's not what you want.
Yeah.
The culture is like what others would say. This is like a very common thing in that culture. I think in East, also in Japan, like you see like, they are very polite and everything, but that does not help you when it comes to, communicating in a very masculine way. So guys live with their parents, they're growing up, even in some cases, even when they're married, they still live in the parents' households. So they have to be very careful, not be disagreeable to like the females in the house, right? So they become this nice guy and like they have to just live it like that because they are very mindful of what others might think, which makes them, as you said, very reserved and like not being this like a very manly way. So it's something which I've seen like in introverted guys and a lot of guys because of this cultural issue that they have.
Yeah, so I can only imagine that it's hard if you're growing up in an environment like that, and then for years and years you're adopting to that environment, those rules. It's hard to fix this, right? So it's not like you're just watching some podcast or read some books that you can easily just fix it by just changing your mindset. So this is not going to work. So what's the solution to that? I mean, sure, it's just practice and practice. So what was actually the solution for you and how do you help others?
Yeah, so one thing I would definitely do if I had that problem is I would socialize more. So we have a video. If you go in the description, there should be a pop-up right now of how to build a social circle when you are new in a city, right? So I would socialize more, hang out with people that I actually find interesting, men and women, and try to become more social and like get rid of this social problems. The best thing is like when you meet someone new, he does not know anything about you. So you can play a character as well. So you can still like be fake it until you make it. That is going to help you a lot. You can do different things like you can take photography, you can do interesting hobbies. Don't try to do what other Indian guys in the West are doing. A lot of them do bachata. Like if you go to bachata, you will see 1/3 of them like Indian guys, right?
Yeah, I remember that
So
one.
don't do things which other Indian guys are doing. Like you are also competing against other Indian guys, right?
know.
So every Indian we do a lot of calls, and then on the calls, every Indian guy has tried bachata. Probably 90% of them who have tried to be social.
Yeah, that's a funny thing that you mentioned because when I was practicing salsa, I'm just noticing it right now because you said it. And then when I was dancing salsa, there were a lot of Indian guys, and they were good. They were social. They knew how to flirt. They could talk English very, very good. They didn't have a strong accent, but this was only the result of them just exposing themselves to social environments, talking to girls, to a lot of attractive girls, having those close proximity with them and dancing.
Your competition is also your other Indian guys, right? So you have to beat, men who look like Chads, like with 6'5" with blue eyes. Also other Indian guys, and like, potentially other men as well. If you are purely going with the flow, you're using your fucking hiring Tinder photographer from the local area is like he's just gonna bring you to fucking landmarks, and you don't know how to dress properly, it's not gonna get you results. So you have to go out there, build strategies and game plans that actually make it work. Socialize more and post content on social media, which is going to elevate your social status and help you proceed and get more attraction as a result.
Yeah, so there's no way around that, right? You have to socialize in order to fix all of those things, in order to adopt to the Western world, and for you then to actually get results with Western girls. Because every Indian guy that we've seen had success, very great success with girls from the Western world. He was either very social, very socially aware, he had other skills, and he always had strong Indian accents, and that was never a problem. He knew how to express himself, and he adapted to those environments. And it's not like that it's going to take you months or years. You can fix that in a very short time. You just have to expose yourself a lot until that's like fixed.
And the way to rocket that, like skyrocket that as fast as possible, accelerate that, is using status and pre-selection to get leverage as an attraction. That works because it makes you instantly stand out against like the other competition, because women want men who other men want to be like, and other women already feel attracted to. Why? This is why it works. So we'll do an episode on evolutionary psychology reasons why it works, pre-selection and everything. We'll have already a video, you should see a pop-up right now, about female friends, why it matters, and how it can help you get instant attraction, and no matter how you look. Like I've seen like men who are overweight getting so much attraction because other women find them attractive or interesting. So it's very interesting how that works.
And you can easily do this by leading other people. I mean, it's one thing to attend other events, go to social gatherings like salsa dance classes or other things, but it's a whole different story to lead people during other events. So if you're the host of some event, or you plan your own small coffee meet and greet talk, or you plan to do a photo shoot with some other photographers and models, you're standing out that way way much, because pretty much no other Indian guy is doing those things. So if then women see you, one, being exposed to other people, plus you're leading our people, which requires you and forces you to express yourselves better, use your voice in a more clear, direct way, you're instantly breaking all of those stereotypes, and you're instantly just a Western guy with an Indian accent. And this fixes, I would say, pretty much 99% of all your problems.